Hello again, guys. Okay, third time lucky with this. I tried to film it on my other desk here, but because the light's shining in the window, this entire thing was in shadow all the time, and it was too dark a second ago, and I was trying to show you something and it was just pitch black on the camera. So this is going to be update 2 on my Meng AUF1 build, and a bit of a general update, although I'm going to try and keep it quick. First of all, I'd like to say thank you to everybody who's commented on my Challenger 2 build. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I kind of got a little bit lost with it in the middle for a little while. Excuse me. When I had some kind of issues with overspraying, getting the freehand camo neat enough for my liking, but I went back to it and persevered, and it's now complete, and I'm pretty happy with it. That means that it was time to move on to what else was on the shelf. So either that was to go back to the Hawk or move on with this, but I'm waiting on trying to get some slightly different filler from what I have to then finish off that Hawk. The Vallejo putty stuff I have doesn't seem to quite be... The gaps are not huge and it should be working fine, but for some reason it's not really cutting it, so I'm going to wait to get some other stuff. So I can't remember exactly in the last update of this where the build was up to. I forgot to check before I started this video, so I apologise for that if you've seen this before. If you've seen a lot of this before. So the lower hull is finished, bar the addition of some metal tow cables, which I'll do, and the foul weather shield around the front of here. But it's a clear part, so I'll mask it up and paint it separately. Otherwise, it'll stop me painting the vision blocks on here. As you can see, the roof is off the turret, but I've kept that separate intentionally because there's so much detail in there, and it's got a full interior that, although I'm going to model it with all the hatches open and the two side hatches, luckily there's nice big side hatches on here, as well as the rear hatches, I thought there's still bits of it you can't see, and I think for my own sake I'd like to be able to kind of, look in there every now and again and remind myself of all the work I did in there. So this is the interior of the turret top. There are one or two little injector pin. There's quite a few injector pin marks across this top bit, and some of them I didn't really successfully remove, especially around this upper hatch here. I'm not that fussed. It's not a competition piece. It's been made for, I like to share it with people, but it's not a competition piece, and I don't think it really detracts from the overall model. The inside of the roof I don't think is a particularly important part for the entire of the model. So let me try and bring this down here. I'll bring some light and get this done so I don't have to stop and start again. So the interior of the turret is painted both light blue and the floors are white, which is according to the instructions the way it should be done. So the floors are all scuffed and dirtied, and there's some light chipping. It's a modern vehicle, so well, I mean they're quite old now, the AUF1s, and actually they're running out of service with the French now, so they're used. They're used. So I think I've captured a used look in there quite well. The two small seats, the aiming mechanism and stuff's in there, and the computer, and also we see the top of the ammo. And obviously, as you can see, the ammo doesn't go all the way down, as is indicated by the back here. It's just an illusion, but when you look top down, it gives the impression there's ammunition there, the different shells, and we've got the casings here, and as you can see the back there. So still to do on this is, obviously there's two big doors on the back here to go. That does sit quite nicely in there. There's two big doors on here to go. They'll be added on. There's some other odds and sods, the hatches, the 50 cal and its little remote mount or whatever it is. The two side hatches are made up, and they'll be put on in places if the doors are closed purely for painting. It means that the camo pattern is consistent, and it acts as a mask for the door as well. They'll actually be positioned in the open position when it's finished to allow light into here, so you can actually see into the turret there. There's still barrel cleaning rods to go on here and on the other side, and various handles. Other than that, it's more or less finished, the build, other than the tracks obviously. I've got to finish sanding down this barrel, You can't really see it there, but it's all scuffed and stuff, so I've got to finish sanding that off and tidy that up, and then I'll glue that in ready for painting. So this will get painted in the 3-tone NATO camo. There is actually I think it's J-Works or J Models or something, mask set for this model, for that pattern, but it's something that's outside of my ability to get just now, so I'm going to have to attempt to do it manually, which will be interesting. So on to my gripe with this kit, and it's that initially you look and you go, yes, individual link tracks, you put these together and you get a nice flexible track, the detail's good, and things, but frankly they're crap. Now, maybe I'm not doing something right, I don't know, but they're bloody shite. Excuse my French. So, I'll show you in this bit. Each link comes... That's really terrible. Each link comes in a top and a bottom part. Sorry, I'm having an absolute bleeding nightmare with light today. I do not know what's wrong. There we go. Some daylight. Okay, so each link comes with as this part, and then the inside part here. Great, you say. Okay, great. So you line these bottom links up in this handy dandy little jig, and the tiny little pins on here link into the other side of each track link, and you proceed to place these bits on. So you glue these faces. There's 3 little locator pins there. Put glue down the middle, track link on, and then what's supposed to happen is that this end closes over the pins, but what you often find is there's not actually one on this, but take my word for it on the others, is that there's actually then a gap between each of these parts here. I hope you can see this, and these pins being so small just fall straight out of the gap, and it's almost like no matter how hard I press down with these, the gap is never, the 2 parts of the link just never go close enough together to trap those small pins. The pins are just way too bloody small. If they were bigger, it would probably not be too much of a problem. So what I tried to do on some bits was I tried to glue them, which is why these ones are a bit stiff, and I might be able to use these. I mean, I'm going to have to if I want to use these tracks, because I don't have enough links without using these bits that all broke apart. But what I'll maybe do is stick these together and just use these as the bottom parts, which are going to be flat. So I kind of persevered, and I managed to get 58 links together out of 80 that I would need for actual, the length for one side. But I mean, it takes no pressure at all for this to break. Look, that's no pressure at all, and it just breaks apart. And I don't know if you'll see this. You see the gap there? It's ridiculous. You can see there's a clear gap there between the upper and the lower part of the link, and I can't get that gap to go away. Doesn't matter how, and I don't really want to go and sand down the inside of these. I'm just fucked off with them. Excuse my French. However, I have found that Hobby Boss do a set of individual link tracks where each link is one piece, so you shouldn't have that problem. There's no sticking 2 bits of plastic together to make one link. Either that, or there are full model metal tracks, but again, I have neither the financial means to get neither of those sets at the moment. So what I'm going to do is just finish off the main body of the tank, paint it all, and basically it'll get tracks whenever I can afford to get them. Simple as that. But I'm okay with that. That's alright. I mean, get the main part built, then the tracks can be added at the end. It doesn't matter what they are when they come. It's alright. So I've waffled on for nearly 10 minutes now, and I was going to keep it short, so I will close up there. Again, thank you to for all the comments on the Challenger build, much appreciated. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.